Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and it's finally time for another overlooked but awesome card. Now this one's pretty exciting because it's legal in Commander, it's an uncommon, so it was only printed once in Mercadian Masks, but it's only about $1. And it's colorless, and it does something amazing that's pretty much universal to Commander decks. In fact, there's a good chance that some of you might have heard of this. If you haven't, then oh boy, go get one of these. I'm of course talking about the 2-mana artifact, Credit Voucher. So if you pay 2 and tap it and then sacrifice it, shuffle any number of cards from your hand into your library, then draw that many cards. So you take all the cards you don't need from your hand and swap them out with hopefully better cards. Getting rid of high cost cards to hopefully draw more lands or more mana rocks, very good idea. Getting rid of a non-combo piece to maybe pick up a combo piece. I mean, there are all kinds of things you can do with this. Now, the big problem is, it's like, yeah, it's an artifact, and if they target it, you could just activate its ability in response, so it basically acts as an instant, and you're unlikely to benefit from it being an artifact unless you're already running an artifact deck. But basically, this costs 4, because, artifacts don't have summoning sickness, so you can use that tap ability right away. But you're burning a spot in your hand to have this in your hand, and then you're burning 4 mana, which might be all the mana you get for that turn effectively, just to get rid of cards that you don't need instead of building your deck better so that you don't pull cards you don't need. But in case of an emergency where it's just all land or no land or, just some sort of unavoidable situation that just happened, this will fix it, but what are the odds that instead of putting this in your deck, you put an actually relevant card that's useful in the deck in its place, and then you do that instead? Would you need to use this in the first place? Now keep in mind though, I'm describing this card absolutely on its face what you think it would do. Just straight up, here is the intention of this card. It's hand fixing, sort of. But what if you had a discard effect like Madness, or a trigger that says every time you discard a card, do this? What if you had one that said every time you draw a card, do this? Well, then you could just nuke your whole hand for the fun of it and redraw it, and there you go. I mean, you basically just Wheel of Fortuned yourself. Wheel of Fortune, of course, the famous red card from Alpha that just says discard your hand, then draw 7. Fantastic card, by the way. And on top of that, you could have some kind of weird, there's no limit to the size of your hand thing, and who knows how many you're really holding. I mean, you could have 15 cards in hand, drop 10 of them, get 10 new ones, and, there you go. It was the 10 you didn't really immediately need, and now you've got 10 more shots at something turbo powerful. A lot of blue decks would do something like that. So there are options for this card beyond just its face value, but if you find that there's a lack of synergy in your commander deck, or there's just a lot of individual card combos where there's 3 and then 3, but you're having trouble getting them to meet up, I think this would be a wonderful inclusion. That said, it's not that great of a card, but the big strength and the big reason I want to throw this into an OBA video is because it's colorless and it's an artifact. You can throw it into any deck, any color, any type. So yeah, it's kind of a very particular thing, but just keep it in mind because a lot of people, they'll build a blue-red deck, we'll say, and then they only look at blue-red cards. Maybe throw in some equipment, maybe throw in, Soul Ring or something everybody knows that's colorless, but a lot of people neglect the colorless, and this is such an old, weird, obscure card that was only printed once that I could see people overlooking it. So just keep it in mind in case this comes up. What I don't like is that you can only do it once, but, good luck finding a recurring Wheel of Fortune ability. I'm sure it's out there, but I doubt it's very cheap, and I doubt it's very common. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the rest of the playlist, and I will see you guys next video.